gentlemen, boys and ghouls, welcome to another stellar episode of Danny Does. Today we are back at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. I have another awesome update on Halloween Horror Nights 28 in anticipation of the event, which is just about 2 weeks out now. Today I plan on going over a bunch of different things with you. Number one, we're going to take a look at the scare zones to see what updates have been made, if any, since I was here last time, about a week ago. Number two, we're going to go over all the different types of passes that you could purchase. Number three, we're going to take a look into some of the tours that you can purchase if you wanted to enhance your experience. And we're going to be looking at the difference between arriving early versus staying and screaming. So come along with me if you dare. It's going to be a blast. Let's go. So if you're planning on attending Halloween Horror Nights 28, I wanted to go over the ticket options for you. You can always purchase a single night pass, but that's going to cost you over $100. Now, if you've only got one day to spend here, definitely recommend getting the express passes. You're going to be able to experience everything this event has to offer, from the 10 different houses to the 5 different scare zones, the Academy of Villains show, and you might even be able to get in a few rides as well. It's $79, but it works just like a fast pass, and it allows you to skip the lines. Thus, you're only going to be waiting a maximum, I want to say, of 20 minutes for any house, regardless of the standby queue wait time. Definitely worth it in my opinion. I've been to this event twice now and gotten the express pass both years. I've been able to experience everything, all 9 houses, all 5 scare zones on one night. Now, even in spite of the fact that they've added a 10th house for this year's event, I still think you're going to be just fine. But if you are planning on attending for more than one night, you've got 4 different options. There's the Rush of Fear Pass, the Frequent Fear Pass, the Frequent Fear Plus Pass, and the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass. All of which will raise in price respectively, but you'll also get more nights out of it. So first off, you've got the Rush of Fear Pass, which is going to cost you $95, but it's also going to get you access to the first 12 nights of the event. Then there's the Frequent Fear Pass, which is going to cost you $106, but grant you access to 23 nights of the event, including every Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and the first weekend of the event. Next up, you've got the Frequent Fear Plus Pass, which is going to grant you access to 30 days worth of the event. It's going to include Sundays through Fridays, and that's a measly $122. Finally, if you want to experience every single horror night, go for the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass, which grants you access to every single Halloween Horror Night this year, from September 14th through November 3rd. If you're an annual pass holder, you do get a special rate, so make sure if you go onto the Halloween Horror Nights website, or even at guest services, you inquire about those discounts. More information can be found on the official Halloween Horror Nights website at halloweenhorrornights.com. My best advice for you is to arrive early. Even though the slated open time for these events is 7 p.m., often they'll open up the doors as early as 6:30, depending on crowd level. Now, if you haven't seen my other video on everything you should know before you go ahead and click the link right up here. It not only gives you a walkthrough of every single house and scare zone and a sneak peek look at the Academy of Villains show, but I also offer some other tips and tricks for you for Halloween Horror Nights. Another advantage of getting here early is you get to experience the opening moment or the opening scaremony. It gets you real amped up for the event. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard now, you'll not only notice that Beetlejuice is out and about doing meet and greets and pictures, but you'll also notice that the Revenge of Chucky scare zone is all but set up here. The only thing missing is Chucky and scare actors and everybody here for HHN, but this is a vast development since I was here last time. I think this looks awesome so far. It looks like it's more classic Chucky than any of the newer Chuckies, but maybe that's what they're returning to in the Revenge of Chucky. So as we all know, Academy of Villains will not be where it was last year. Because Villains had moved, Academy of Villains is going to be taking their place in the Fear Factor Theater. And I've been told that this stage here is set up mainly for Rock the Universe, but will also double as a stage for the Chucky Insult Show, much like they used to have at Universal Studios Hollywood. Be interesting to see. There's also a smaller stage set up inside of the Revenge of Chucky scare zone, so maybe there will be 2 Chucky things. We'll see. As we enter the Twisted Tradition scare zone, let's take a moment to talk about the Township of Cary. which is a reference to Cary, Ohio. Cary, Ohio is actually the hometown of one of the main creators of Halloween Horror Nights. You can see that there are a couple new additions to this scare zone since the last time I walked through it. These rotting pumpkins just look so awesome. Looks like we may even have some glow-in-the-dark features for some of these pumpkins. This one kind of looks like it's even throwing up. Talk about pumpkin guts. Now, I don't know if they have this section blocked off because it's going to be a part of the Twisted Tradition scare zone, or if it's blocked off for the viewing section for the cinematic celebration, which Universal Studios does every night now. What I do know is that this isn't the first, nor the second, nor even the 10th time that Cary, Ohio has made an appearance at Halloween Horror Nights. All told, it's been featured 22 separate times at Halloween Horror Nights, most recently in the house called The Hive at last year's event. A tribute, a nod, an homage, call it what you will, Cary, Ohio has earned its place here at Halloween Horror Nights. And it's back again for one more year. One thing I haven't talked about at all yet is the amount of alcohol that you will find at Halloween Horror Nights. So if you're looking to get a little nice, this is definitely your place to be. And you'll see behind me, they already have one of the bars set up. Of course, it's covered now, because who wants a bar in the kids section of the park? But that's exactly what this is. And each bar will have signature drinks formulated specially for Halloween Horror Nights, as well as souvenir cups. Now, I've heard from a number of unofficial sources that some people do get arrested at Halloween Horror Nights for getting too intoxicated, so just bide your time. And right outside of the Fear Factor Theater now, it looks like they've set up these massive signs for the Academy of Villains show, but they've yet to be revealed, as well as more pop-up bars for Halloween Horror Nights. They've also started to roll out some of the props for the Killer Clowns from Outer Space scare zone here, as well as this van for the Vamp 85 scare zone. Oh. And this stage featuring Brian Frank and the Superchargers, Hellcat and the Executioners, Cake and Blanket, the Delroy Anns, and the Four Norsemen. I wonder if those are real bands or just completely made up for HHN. Now, in case you're wondering, the Vamp 85 scare zone is going to be the transition from 1984 into 1985, not 1985 into 1986. And in the past, I've seen Stein & Co. transformed into an HHN merchandise location as well. We've also got this stretch of pop-up shops of either bars and or merchandise locations for HHN between Transformers and the Avenue of the Stars. Now, if you're real serious about HHN, you can purchase what's called the RIP tour, which is kind of like a VIP tour, but you get it. That's not only going to get you access to your own personal tour guide, you'll have the blood red carpet treatment, front of the line access to all the houses, you get a separate cash bar exclusive just for you, free parking, and access to a pre-tour reception at La Bamba Cafe. There's a lot more included in that package, and there are two variations of that. There's one for you and other HHN fans, and then there's also an option for a private RIP tour. Pricing for this starts at $159, and more information can be found on Halloween Horror Nights' official website. If you're interested in going behind the scenes, they have what's called the Behind the Screens Day Tour. You'll get exclusive access into some of the scare zones, houses, and a guided tour that'll give you a special look into how Universal transforms its park for Halloween Horror. Packages for the Behind the Screens tour start at $79. Finally, Universal also offers what's called the Scare Actor Dining Experience, which includes an all-you-can-eat buffet, exclusive photo ops with scare actors, and one free digital download of the pictures that you take. Those packages start at only $49, and again, more information about that can be found on HalloweenHorrorNights.com. Now, you may have seen that Universal did release official merchandise for Halloween Horror Nights. That merchandise has not yet hit the shelves in the stores yet. I just checked. I was kind of let down by it, but it's something to look forward to. I am highly anticipating that. In any case, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch me. If you've liked this episode, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Now is also a great time to subscribe to this channel to continue to get updates on HHN, Universal, other Central Florida attractions. As always, have a magical day. Thanks. See ya.